Tantor here with a recap of Georgia Tech's improbable stunning victory 23-20 over the University of Miami Hurricanes. That's Miami, Florida. I have never been so happy to be wrong. It's crazy. I just speechless, and Tantor is usually not speechless. I run my mouth all the time, but it's hilarious to see a Division I Power 5 coach with a team loaded with talent like Miami to just wet the bed. What a horrible coaching job done by Cristobal with University of Miami. It was atrocious. It was just an atrocious job. They were, God, Georgia Tech didn't win this game. Miami lost it. It was just a horrible job. If you're the AD of Miami, you go in and go, WTF, dude? What were you thinking? Were you in there smoking weed at halftime or something? You're being an idiot. You might even fire him after the game. That's just a horrible job. It's pathetic. All right, Miami had 454 total yards. I do my own stats. So Miami had 454 total yards to Georgia Tech's 250. Georgia Tech's offense didn't do anything until the last drive in the last 20 seconds of the game. It's crazy. I'd put this right there. I think it ranks with beating the undefeated Florida State Seminoles on a blocked field goal at the end of the game to win it when we return it, the kick six. It's right there. It really is. Because before, I do my like and dislikes. Very little did I like in this game. I think that Georgia Tech is one of the most inconsistent teams I have ever seen. I still don't know what this team is. You've got obviously two teams. One that goes to Winston-Salem and kicks to Wake Forest, and it's the same team that went to Miami. Maybe we should play every game on the road. Let's just play everything on the road. Let's travel to every game, and maybe we'll get that same team showing up. Because I did not see one missed tackle. Not one missed tackle. Not one in this game. We're averaging 25, 30 missed tackles a game at home. On the road, they can tackle. At home, they can't. No clue why. Maybe it's my new Georgia Tech shirt. My new Georgia Tech shirt enables the team to magically tackle. But they did. They tackled tonight. Linebackers played great. I mean, Moala actually had talent tonight. He had a sack. He had forced a fumble when we needed it at the end of the game when Miami just needed to take a knee. There's this play, Cristobal, called the victory formation where your quarterback takes the snap and takes a knee and runs out the clock. You usually run it when you have a lead and the other team can't stop the clock, and it allows the clock to run out into the game. And let me fill you in on this. When you have the lead, you have more points. That means that you have more points than the other team that you're playing, and the clock ends with 0, 0, 0, 0 across the board. There's no more time left in the game. You win. You win. But when you run a play when you don't need to, and you fumble, when a guy makes an unreal play and causes your running back to fumble, yeah, it looked like he was down, but, we deserve a call. God knows over the past 10 years how many blown freaking calls we've had against us. We need one, all right? But there was still 20 seconds left. And Tantor was right about this. The weakest part of the Miami team is their secondary. And they let our receivers get behind them. How the hell did that happen? We haven't blocked the defensive line all game long. He had time. King hasn't been accurate all game. I mean, he only threw for 151, and 60 some of them were on that last drive. So he hits Malik Rutherford, and then he hits Leary with no timeouts left, and we score the winning touchdown. Miami's weak secondary. It happened. It happened. You know, Miami kept us in the game all night long. They did not throw the ball on us. They did throw for 286, but they didn't really go for it. They tried to shorten the game. Why? I have no clue. They ran the ball right at us, and they were fairly successful on it with 168 yards rushing. But we were able to stop them there, and in Miami, instead of throwing and scoring, no, they didn't. But they might have been a little gun shy. Dyke had a very poor game with 3 interceptions. I guess they didn't expect us to come out and play soft zone, which was actually really smart, because when you have a secondary is playing as poor as ours have this year, can't cover anybody man-to-man. So you go and play in soft zone, a little bit of rain, heavy ball, a little bit slick. And their quarterback wasn't as accurate, and he threw 3 picks. And I give it to our guys that they could catch the ball when Miami's guys couldn't. So that was fantastic. The fumble was tremendous. You know, Haynes King, my write-up said, hey, he didn't give his team a chance to win. Oh, well, with 20 seconds left, he did. He was going to make me a liar. Haynes King came through at the end with the money on the line. He didn't play well until the last 20 seconds of the game. But maybe we should have just kept him on the bench and bring him out with the last 20 seconds and just let him go to town. Tremendous, crazy win. I'll take him. He's just still crazy. I think the MVP of the game has to be the weather. Without that heavy ball, without that... I don't think it would have happened. I think they would have been more accurate with their throws. I think they would have picked us apart. But hey, it wasn't, and they didn't. The second MVP of the game was the Miami coaching staff. Bunch of dumb effers. All right? Stupid. Without them being so freaking stupid, we lose. Thank you, Miami coaching staff. Thank you very much. Hey, we'll take all the dumb stuff you do, and we'll use it. Thank you again. All right, things. Oh, and we did have some players that made plays. I mentioned Mawala played well. I've been dogging him all season. That's number 13 linebacker. He had a great game. Number 1 safety Lamiles Brooks had a great game. He was defending passes. I had him with 3 pass breakups and a pick. Made a lot of tackles. He was all over the place. So he was fantastic. What I didn't like, hey, the penalties. You got to cut that crap out. Offensive line had a lot of penalties. I didn't expect the offensive line to be able to block Miami's defensive line, front 7. I didn't expect that at all. And they didn't. Basically, they didn't. Except when they needed to in the last 20 seconds. So, you know what? We'll overlook the other 59 minutes and 40 seconds of just poor offensive line play with penalties and holding and offsides, legal procedure, snapping the ball into a ref. Thank God that play didn't count. And letting your quarterback get hit. But that last 20 seconds, he was clean. Excellent work, guys. Excellent work. So, defensive coordinator Kevin Shear. Yeah, he put together a game plan with a soft zone, and it worked. It might even work against Boston College, because man, did they struggle today. But the key part of that was that when he played that soft zone, the outside guys on the defensive backs, they were able to come up and do run support. So they really forced all of Miami's runs up the middle into our defensive line, which is the strength of the defense, is the D-line. And that is a difference between Thacker's defense and Shear's defense, is that the defensive backs had to come up in run support and do that first. The safeties were deep. Since they were deep safeties, Miami all of a sudden decided, with only one exception, and that worked. Miami threw the ball down the field one time. I think it's twice. Twice. Both were completed for big plays. One was a touchdown. No, they called that back. I think it went to the 5-yard line. But anyway, they scored on that drive. But both were big plays, but Miami only did it twice. I would have thrown deep 30 times on that secondary. Nope, they didn't do it. So again, thank you, Miami coaching staff, for being stupid. And it kept us in the game. And we saw against Bowling Green, when you keep an inferior talented team in the game, they believe they can win. And at the end of the game, sometimes they kick your ass and they win. Hey, and that's what happens. Hilarious. I'm thrilled to be wrong. It's great. It's just a great win. And the guys can be proud of their effort. I just wanted them to go down there and compete and play football. They did that. They competed. They fought. They played football. They took the best shot Miami could give them and gave it right back and stayed in the game until the end. They played it to the very end, and they won the game. Congratulations. We'll see you in 2 weeks against Boston College.